Uja. See if I can. Okay. Uja, do it for tuning in. Those of you tuning in live and on the replay, Uja. My name is Arit, aka Tachia, and I'm here today because according to the Neterian calendar of holy days, this is the time that we observe when the star Sirius returns. It's usually around July 21st, 23rd is when she becomes visible over the horizon over different locations around the world. And then by around August 10th or sometime mid-August, she's visible everywhere. And then in September is when the Mali calendar observes Sirius rising. It's the heliacal rising of Sirius when the sun and Sirius rise together. And that is usually given as the reason why, we have the dog days of summer because it gets so hot. It used to get really hot in August, which is the middle of summer. Although today it's like 70 degrees, rainy. There's tornadoes that landed in Chicago yesterday. I wasn't even aware of it till this morning. I heard the sirens going off. Anyway, this is a time of year when, according to the Neterian calendar, we observe this 7 days preceding Sirius rising. So we have the birthday of Ra today, then Asar, Heru, Set, Nebuhet, Aset, and then Sapdet or Sirius. So last year I released an album with a different, with the songs for each one of the days, and I released one each day. This year I'm just gonna come on here and sing a few songs, nothing really spectacular. Ooh, my microphone. So we're gonna start with some songs for Ra today. So I'm gonna open the altar with the 4 elements. Oops. So we have a candle with fire, the divine light within that is to be awakened. And the incense representing the air. Represents the fragrance of the personality, which exudes with the divine odor as it rises and attracts what's divine. And we have 2 containers of water, pouring silently and continuously, representing the one-pointed flow of the mind towards the divine. And the offering is right. And we'll just begin with the Anpu opening of the way. Uja, do it for tuning in. Presentation of musical offerings from Asmatashi Temple. Uh-oh, what is that? I'm not going to put that there. Okay. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. Remove obstacles to my success. in my spiritual practice. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Lead soul through the narrow pathways. Know the difference between real and unreal. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. That's between heaven and hell. Days black as night, golden as the day. If we watch for blind, night is by day. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. May Anpu make my thighs burn, so that I may stand upon them. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. I wash myself in the waters where Anpu washed himself, where he was the officer of embalmer and bandager. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. My lips are the lips of Anpu. 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 A tap. And that. That is a song I learned from the Temple of Shatau Neter, Temple of Aset. You can find it in this devotional manual. Okay, now we have the 4 Great Truths for Shatau Neter. I'm going to read the translation first. Number 1, the Neter, the Supreme Being, is one and alone and is never manifesting everywhere and in all things in the form of gods and goddesses. Number 2, lack of righteousness brings fetters to the personality, and these fetters lead to ignorance of the divine. Number 3, devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetters of Set. Number 4, the practice of the study disciplines leads to knowing oneself as the divine. This is called being true of speech. And they're really like a formula, like one leads into the next. And the one I'm focusing on today is aligning. Devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetters of sin. And get a little bit of better lighting in here. Okay. So by participating in this transmission, it's a form of devotion to the divine, and that will lead to freedom from the fetters of Set. After the offering, I'll read the gloss, so that'll give you some more information. On the odds, we sell you said, say, come in. Say what you say, not food inside you said. Adishani Rakabin Makeru. Monitoru, oh, and a budget, uh-oh. The vibrations. On the odds, we sell you said, say, come in. Say what you say, not food inside you said. Adishani Rakabin Makeru. Monitoru, oh, and a budget, on the odds, we sell you said, say, come in. Say what you say, not food inside you said. Adishani Rakabin Makeru. Monitoru, oh, and a budget, on the odds, we sell you said, say, come in. Say what you say, not food inside you said. Adishani Rakabin Makeru. Do a Hotep. Alright, so as promised, I'm going to read the gloss. Gives you a little bit more information. Nebuchadnezzar means all-encompassing divinity, the all-inclusive, all-embracing spirit which pervades all, and who is the ultimate essence of all. This first truth unifies all expressions of Kemetan religion. Number 2. When a human being acts in ways that contradict the natural order of nature, negative qualities of the mind will develop within that person's personality. These are the afflictions of Set. Set is the Neteru of egoism and selfishness. The afflictions of Set include anger, hatred, greed, lust, jealousy, envy, gluttony, dishonesty, hypocrisy. It also includes shyness, timidity, remaining silent when it's time to speak up out of fear, nervousness. There's all different degrees and levels of fetters. It's things that take you away from your divinity. So to be free from the fetters of Set, one must be free from the afflictions of Set. And also for the gloss for number 1, this first truth unifies all the expressions of Kemetan spirituality. It's beyond religion. Number 3, to be liberated, Nafu, means freedom to breathe from the affliction of Set. One must be devoted to the divine. Being devoted to the divine means living by Ma'at. Ma'at is a way of life that is purifying to the heart and beneficial for society as it promotes virtue and order. Living by Ma'at means practicing Shedi, the spiritual practices and disciplines. Uashu means devotion, and the classic pose of adoring the divine is called Dua. That's how we greet. You say Uja or Dua or Hotep. Standing or sitting with upraised hands facing outwards towards the image of the divinity. Number 4, doing Shedi means to study profoundly, to penetrate the mystery, Shachaut, and discover the nature of the divine. There have been several practices designed by the sages of ancient Kemet to facilitate this process of self-knowledge. These are the religious or spiritual traditions and the Sema, Smai Tawi, yogic disciplines related to them that augment the spiritual practices. All the traditions relate the teachings of the sages by means of myths related to particular gods or goddesses. It is understood that all of these Neteru are related, like brothers and sisters, having all emanated from the same source, the same supremely divine parent who is neither male nor female, but encompasses the totality of the two, Hotep. Again, that's from the Shatau Neter, Temple of Aset devotional manual. Right. And we have another opening offering. Om Nebuchadnezzar Kepra Asar Om. Just learned a little bit about Nebuchadnezzar. Kepra will be visiting with Kepra throughout the rest of the program, because Kepra is one form of Ra. There's 3 forms of Ra. There's Kepra in the rising, Ra the midday, and Tem or Temu Ra at the setting of the sun. So this is an offering that is offered before studying or before reading from the Pardon Haru. Om Nebuchadnezzar Kepra Sorrow. 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 Om never just kept us sorrow. Never just kept us the sorrow. Never just kept us the sorrow. Never just kept us sorrow. Never just kept us sorrow. Yes, there's two chants that are to be offered before reading from the Purdon Haru. However, for the program series that I'm doing, I have that one chant that covers two of the other ones. Time doesn't exist. However, since we're talking about Ra today, the next offering is one of the chants that is to be offered before study. Do what are kept, and that is also opening prayer book. This is a melody that came through me, inspired by the version by Seba Ma and also the one by Uabratia. And it's from Opening Prayer A from the Ancient Kemetic Book of Coming Forth by Day. Just tune it up a little bit. I think when I left rested it against the wall, it untuned. There we go. Okay. On a desert ATM Kepara came on Neteru Kage Ubin K Pesadut K KTM Suten Neteru Irinek Mut Ariem Irinini Manu Imatep to Maatetra Dura kept to Menef in my kitchen bed. On the desert ATM Kepara came on Neteru Kage Ubin K Pesidut K KTM Suten Neteru Irineku Nut Aniem Irinini Manu Imatep to Maatetra. Translation. And thank you for the hearts and the love. I do see them flashing across the screen. And for those of you on TikTok, if you could tap the screen a few times, that helps the algorithm let other people know that we're over here with devotion. Translation. Adoration is to Ra when he rises in horizon eastern. Homage to Ra, coming forth as Kepra. Kepra, creator of the gods and goddesses. Rising thee, shining thee, lighting up thy mother. Rising as Lord, king of the gods and goddesses. Your mother Nut does an act of worship to you with both arms. Manu, the western horizon, receives thee in peace, and Ma'at embraces thee at the double season perennially. Yes, I forgot to mention with the one of the other chants that was offered, the dua Nebujar Asar Om Nebujar Kepra Asar Om. Nebujar, as stated before, is the all-encompassing divinity that actually created Kepra, and Kepra is how Nebujar created all the forces of nature, all the cosmic forces known as the gods and goddesses and the elements and sacred geometry and ideal solids. So Kepra is how everything was created. However, Nebujar thought it. And Kepra then created Ma'at and Jehuti and Heteru, which is Ma'at is the cosmic force of justice, truth, order, righteousness, harmony, reciprocity. And also Jehuti, which is the cosmic mind, which is how, things, the mind of the creator, the mind of Kepra and Nebujar. And then Heteru, the goddess of love and beauty, and the goddess of the life force energy. So then Nebujar created Kepra, and then so Nebujar came forth as a god or goddess, a cosmic force to Kepra, and then came forth as a human in the form of Asar, who's the universal soul. So it's a progression. So now we're going to have an offering for Ra, and this is if you're able to call and response. Call and respond, just repeat after me. And we're just going to do this for a few minutes. Just some echo. And it's Dua Ra, Dua Ra, Dua Ra, Kepra, adorations to Ra in the form of the Creator. Dua Ra, Dua Ra, Dua Ra, Kepra. Duara, 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 kepara. 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 All right, now for the last two, we'll chant together. Juara, 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 Kepera, 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 Juara, 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 Kepera. Adorations to Ra, adorations to Ra, adorations to Ra in the form of the Creator. Okay. Dua Kepara, Dua Ra, Dua Ra Tim. Dua Kepara, Dua Ra, Dua Tim Ra. Dua Kepara, Dua Ra, Dua Ra Tim. Dua Kepara, Dua Ra, Dua Tim Ra. Dua Kepara, the rising sun in the east. Dua Kepara, Dua Ra, and the midday sun, so high and so strong. Dua Timra, setting sun to the west. Dua Kepara, Dua Ra, Dua Ra Tim. Dua Kepara, Dua Ra, Dua Tim Ra. 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 Dua Kepara, Dua Ra, Dua Ra Tim. Dua Kepara, Ra Tim Ra. Dua Tekau honors the three phases of Ra. The rising sun is Kepra, the creator of the gods and goddesses. The midday sun, when Ra's straight overhead, is Ra. It's like energizing the entire earth, entire planet. And then Temura is the setting sun to the west. And then that's also, like your life. When you're born is Kepra. And then Ra is your middle age. And then Temura is the end of the life. And we're taught to face the west in our offerings because that is the direction of the west, the resting place. And we don't want to rise again. We don't want to reincarnate. We want to head towards the beautiful west and live in eternity, and live your life in such a way that you don't have to reincarnate or return. Yes, that's one objective of spiritual practice, of this spiritual practice. All right, so for those of you who are just tuning in, I see some of you are just dropping by, waving. This is a presentation of Cosmic Adorations in honor of the Neterian New Year, which in the tradition of Shaitan Neter begins with the rising of Sirius. Sirius culminates on January 1st. It's at this zenith at midnight on January 1st. Well, December 31st. And that is not the Kemetic New Year. That's just the Sirius culmination. The Kemetic New Year begins with the rising of Sirius because, let's see, July 23rd or July 20th is when it's first visible again in the sky. Every star or constellation, except for the never-setting stars around the pole star, go below the horizon, and then they're not visible again for 3 months. So every constellation does that except for the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, and Cassiopeia. Those are the ones, the never-setting stars that are around the North Pole. However, the other constellations, they vanish from our view for about 3 months. And so Sirius, April to May, June, July. Yeah. So in April is when Sirius vanishes from our horizon. And the sky, for me, it just doesn't look the same without Sirius. Go looking for it. You don't see Orion, you don't see a star, you don't see the 3 stars of Orion's belt pointing to Sirius. So starting around July 20th, 23rd, depending on your location, you'll be able to see Sirius again in your sky. It's the heliocore rising of Sirius. So Sirius and the sun will rise together, kind of like the DNA codes, how they're intertwined, or the spiral, the serpent power representing the Kundalini, the Sekhem energy. They have that type of rising between now and September, depending on your location. And in September is when the Sirius calendar recognizes Sirius rising. I suppose by then it's visible everywhere. So today, in the Neterian calendar, there's 7 days preceding Sirius rising where we honor one of the Aeneid, because Nut and Geb were in a very powerful embrace, and Ra decreed that they had to separate, and Nut had become pregnant, and he forbade her from giving birth. However, Jehuti added some extra dates in the calendar, because the circle is 360 degrees, but we have 365 days, and he added these extra days so that Nut could give birth to Asar, Heru, Set, Nebuchadnezzar, and Aset. And so the Dogon calendar has those 5 days of Nut. However, this Neterian calendar adds Ra and Sirius and makes it 7 days. So on the 13th is when we're kind of Ra. And I'm going to come on every morning. I don't know what time. And won't have study. It'll just be a few songs. Right, so now we're going to have some songs from the, we're not going to go into the teachings, but they're from the myth of Aset and Ra. It's a wonderful class that was offered by Kemet University at EgyptianYoga.com. So the first one we're going to have is Neter. I'm not going to read from the scriptures, but I will read what I have written down in my notes. So this is actually the Spontashi devotional manual, Temple of Divine Light and Sweet Sounds. I don't have it available for anyone else yet. Anyway, so when you study the scripture, in the first line of the scripture, it mentions that Ra is not the creator of everything, that Ra represents the creator. And that's kind of shocking to people because most people think that Ra is God, is the creator, and Ra is merely the cosmic force of creation. The cosmic force of creation, and Ra is creation itself. And so there's a dual consciousness of Ra, or of the awareness of Ra, and then also within us, because the Neters are not simply to be worshipped, they're to be invoked and awakened within us. So we also have a dual consciousness, a dual divinity. So I have here that Ra is a dual consciousness, who is the creator of itself, creator of heaven and earth, and the life force that enlivens creation, the life-giving properties in air that allows the breath of life to sustain life, and the fire of life that enlivens everything. Possessing the two eyes of Heru and Ra, moon and sun, time and space, transcendental insight, and relative absolute, physical and non-physical. So it's a dual consciousness, a dual divinity. And when Seba Ma presented this teaching to us, he told us to visualize the fish that has eyes above water and below water as two pairs of eyes, being in it but not of it, being in this plane as well as the higher planes, this frequency as well as being aware of higher frequencies. No matter where you are, what's going on, remain in the stillness. Neter dual consciousness. Neter dual consciousness. Neter absolute creativity. Absolute creativity. Dual consciousness. Dual consciousness. Dual consciousness. Dual consciousness. Eternity. Absolute creativity. Eternity. Absolute creativity. Eternity. Absolute creativity. Eternity. Absolute creativity. Right. Next offering is also from the teachings of Temple of Aset, from the Mysteries of Ra and Aset, Aset and Ra by Dr. Maud Ashby. And I'm going to read the translation. The song is called Tami Ra, I Want to Be Like Ra. It's from the part of the story where Aset had decided she was tired of being a human and she wanted to be a goddess. And she set out a strategy to know the name of Ra and to be like Ra. And this is her request. She no longer wanted to be ignorant while on earth. In effect, she wanted to be like Ra, that is, to become divine as he, a divinity as he, appropriating for herself the divine knowledge as he has. And then on earth, even while alive, she could be a goddess. Aset thought deeply about the issue, which is concentration or meditative reflection. And then more deeply, now going into the depths of her own heart meditation, and concluded it could be possible to accomplish this lofty goal by becoming wise as to the divine name of Ra, the exalted name, the saintly, virtuous, spiritual name of Ra. Tami Ra, Ariketa, Tami Ra, Ariketa, Tami Ra, Ariketa, Tami Ra, Ariketa, Erekren kertepti. Erekren kertepti. Tamira. Arigata. Tamira. Arimetanate. Tamira. Arigata. Tamira. Arigatanate. Yes, we like to be like Ra. To use our creative powers to create a lifestyle, manifest our enlightened lifestyle, manifest our visions and intentions and cosmic purified thoughts, feelings that are in alignment with Ma'at, emotions that are purified, that our devotion bring us freedom from the fetters of sin. That's it. All right. This is one I don't usually make publicly. It's kind of a personal hekau, but I've been guided to offer it today. I got this beautiful harp when I was in Kemet last time, and I've been on this initiatic musical tour 2 times so far, where I visited all the sites with emphasis on the hieroglyphs or artwork that feature musicians. And when we were at El Nina, the temple of Mary Ra, that's where you see the blind harper. And one of these days I'm going to sing those teachings of the harper. So, but while I was sitting there, I was in meditation, and one of the goals is new music. Is where I go to these sites, I sit and take my instruments and meditate and make offerings, and then new music comes through me. So I was sitting in front of the temple of Mary Ra, in front of the blind harper. This chant came, and my Kemetic name, my Kemetic Ran is Arit Neter Es Mary Ma'ati, which means she who makes musical offerings to her tutelary and is beloved by the dual goddesses of Ma'at. And so while I was at the temple of Mary Ra, this chant came to me. It's Mary Ma'ati, Mary Ra. So it's not just about, me, but, beloved by the goddess Ma'ati, dual goddess of beloved, and beloved of Ra. Mary Ma'ati, Mary 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 Ra. Mary Mati, 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 Mary Ra. Do-a-ra, 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 capra. All right. Well, that concludes our program for today. Cosmic Adorations for Ra. This is the first day of a 7-day celebration of the rising of Sirius, the Neterian New Year. And it will be the year 38,789 based on carbon testing at the Sphinx and the pyramids of Giza. Not no 2023, not no 2000, not no 6,000, 38,789. And that's just based on the dating at the Sphinx and the pyramids. There's other research and proof or evidence that says it is much older. We know it must be older because they have left us several precessional equinox markers with the Sphinx was lined up, meaning that they knew about the precession of equinox and the first age of Leo. So this is the year 38,789. And I will be back each day. Tomorrow will be for Asar. And you can find the album that was released last year in honor of the Neterian New Year, Pauti Neteru, where there's one song for each of the days. So you could play that over and over. And I will be offering the songs from that album for each one of the days. Right? So do a Hotep. And if you'd like to make a contribution to the temple, you can do so at Cash App, $ Amet El Ma'at, or you can just like, follow, and stream and share. Do a Hotep. Do a Hotep. Uh-oh. Doesn't want me to stop. Oh, I know, I'm using my finger. Like I'm on my phone. Okay. Do a Hotep. Thank you so much